Hello everyone, welcome to Collective Guidance Tarot. So this is going to be a reading where I look at what are Meghan Markle's true intentions. So this reading is not meant to send hate to anyone. So yeah, I'll be using Kim Cran's archetypal cards as well as tarot cards. So thank you guys for watching. Let us begin. So I'll be drinking water throughout this video because I woke up like 2 hours ago and I'm still feeling a little bit dehydrated, so I'll be drinking a lot of water. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I think I've pulled 2 cards already, so yeah, I hope you guys are doing well and that you guys are safe. So yeah, these cards are really hard to shuffle, but I'm going to do my best. Too many cards. I'm going to try my best to shuffle the cards on camera. So yeah, okay, that's all. These are the cards that I'm gonna pull out. So the sword in reverse, the queen. Okay, the sword, the queen, the box, and the king. Okay, this is interesting. So I'm already getting the energy that with the sword in reverse, the sword in the upright, it's a card of truth, someone who's honest, someone who's trustworthy. But in reverse, it's telling me that Meghan Markle can be someone who is cold, jaded, cutting, and we all know that she cuts people out of her life. She doesn't have a hard time cutting people out of her life. So this is also someone who's jaded, and this card alongside the queen can be someone who's a ruthless leader, someone who is rules with power and power and oppression. So these 2 cards together, it tells me that her true intentions from the beginning, she thought that she was going to become a queen, so she wants to be seen as that queen status. But with the sword in reverse, it tells me that when she discovered that she couldn't really attain this energy of the queen, that's when she stepped into this energy of cutting people out of her life, being jaded. Because with the 2 conflicting energies, the light and the shadow side, I'm getting the energy that in reverse, in the upright, this is someone who operates from who knows how to merge their shadow and light energy. So in reverse, it tells me that this is someone who's only operating from their shadow self. So the jaded, being cold to others, cutting people off, refusing criticism. She stepped into this energy when she discovered that she'll never step into this queen energy. So the box and the queen, she currently feels boxed in. She feels like she is oppressed. She feels like she cannot step outside of this energy that in the beginning it was meant to offer her this queen status. She feels boxed in because what she originally thought was going to come out of this connection is not what she's currently getting. So she feels like she's boxed in this reality. And the king, she thought that by being with Prince Harry, they were going to be the ultimate power couple, and we can see that with the recent moves that they are making when they did the whole Brexit thing, when they moved to the USA. She thought that they were going to be the king and queen in the USA, but now they are discovering that there are other people who actually hold that status. She thought that when they moved to the USA, they were going to get the title of the king and queen, the royal couple in America. the royal American couple. That's what she thought, that she was going to step into this energy. And now that she's discovering that that is not the reality, there are actually people within, the elite, like Hollywood people, who have a hierarchy. Because if you see this card, it looks like the pyramid, like the triangle, but when you're looking at it from the bird's eye view, so there is a pyramid that already exists within the world of Hollywood. So the elites in Hollywood, they're not going to just accept some intruder, someone from the outside, to just come and claim that they are this sort of disrupt this hierarchy, this triangle that Hollywood has built. So she thought that by moving to Hollywood, they were going to be that couple that everyone likes. And I'm also getting that within her cycle, there are people who just want to be her friends because she has that fame at the moment. People are talking about her at the moment. It's cool to be associated with her at the moment, but people can see how this is going to end up. There are people within her friend group who don't even like the monarchy, who are anti-monarchists, but they are sort of entertaining her because at the moment she's like the talk of the town. She has the prince, and people want to be associated with that. But what she doesn't know is that people within the cycle of Hollywood, they don't like the monarchy, the British monarchy, because most of them, they had to build to get to the top of the pyramid. And Prince Harry is someone who represents that privilege. If you look at a lot of the people that are in Meghan Markle's cycle at the moment, these are people that had to build to get to the top. And Harry, including her, these are people who never, worked hard to get to the top. She got to the top by climbing on other people. Harry was born into privilege. So there are people who actually don't like them, that are pretending to like them, because at the moment, Meghan Markle is like the talk of the town. But they can sort of see through the illusion, but they're not going to say anything. And Meghan, she'll never get to the top of the pyramid because they don't want that. This is like a secret society that only certain people can get to the top, and they believe that she's not worthy of that. So she thought that when she got to USA, she was going to be the king and queen. Yes, she thought that they were going to make a lot of money, make a lot of business deals. As you can see, it's like, three people having a conversation, networking, business, building networks pertaining to investments and business. So she thought that when she moved to the USA, they were going to, gain financial abundance. They were going to network with the right people. This card is in the upright because yes, at the moment that's what they are doing, with all the people that are in their cycle. But she'll never get to the top. She'll never get that title in Hollywood because people had to work hard. The people who are at the top, they had to build. And she's not someone who's worthy of that status that she's looking for. The Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay, the Ace of Wands in the upright, it's someone who is creative, someone with a lot of talent. So in reverse, it tells me that they see her as someone who doesn't really have the talent. This reading was meant to ask what are her true intentions, and so far we see that she moved to Hollywood because she thought that she was going to get this financial abundance, she was going to be at the top of the pyramid. So she currently feels boxed in. It's like, they placed her, Hollywood has sort of subconsciously placed her where she belongs, and she's getting frustrated because she'll never do beyond the things that she's doing now. She'll never achieve above the things that she has achieved now. She's only going to be that girl who shows up and does basically what she was doing at while she was at the royal family, showing up and doing speeches, giving a bunch of speeches. What she was doing then is what she's doing now. If you really look at it, she hasn't really done anything big, like being in a big movie or whatever. She's actually realizing that Hollywood has placed her in in this box that they're not going to allow her to step outside of, because people who are at the top, they had to work to get to the top. And with the Ace of Wands, they see her as someone who is not creative, someone who's not worth investing in, someone who has lack of creativity. So they see that she's not someone who is worth investing in. That's why they've placed her in this box. Did you notice that lately the only thing that she's doing is just talking, like going to these big events and giving a bunch of speeches? Because when she moved to Hollywood, she thought that she was going to be this big star, she was going to get these big roles. But yeah, she's actually quite disappointed with how Hollywood is treating her. They're just tolerating her because currently she's the talk of the town, and they also want the publicity that comes with her. Yeah, they see her as someone who doesn't really have bad news, because the Ace of Wands in reverse is bad news. Someone who is not creative, so someone who has no talent. Yeah, and this card can also mean, so Ace of Wands, this is someone who also has like pregnancy issues. So I'm just adding on that. But yeah, like she thought that when she moves to USA, she's going to be the king and the king and the queen and king, they're going to have that power status like Jay-Z and Beyonce. But what she's discovering is actually the opposite. What she was doing at the royal family is what she's doing now. Those are the only jobs that she can get. The world in reverse, things are not moving in her direction, because remember I said that when she moved to USA, she thought that she was going to be known around the world. But with the world in reverse, things are not moving into a direction. She's not getting the recognition that she was looking for, because instead of people recognizing her as this queen energy, queen status that she's looking for, it's actually quite the opposite now. People don't see her as this queen status. They just see her as someone who married into royalty. And now she's trying to make it big by using that title. With the Page of Wands in reverse, yeah, they see her as someone who is, spoiled. Someone who has like lack of energy, action, or any like creative ideas. They see her as someone who is gullible, in a sense that if she thinks that they see Harry or her as a gullible person. But I think they see her as gullible because if she believes that she's going to get to the top by just being married to royalty, then she's wrong, because the monarchy is not the monarchy is useless when it gets to America. It's only applicable within the UK. Like once you move outside the UK, the monarchy is not useful. So people can see how gullible she is if she thought that the whole thing, the whole attention that she was supposed to gather when she was at the UK, she's going to get the same thing in America, because she's not really getting the attention. Her PR team is just responsible for pushing her into the media so that we think that she's actually doing amazing. Americans love her, but in actual reality, she will never make it big in Hollywood. She's only going to get money for just being a motivational speaker. So yeah, they see her as this gullible. They also see Harry as, gullible, because what's her place within the society of America? Where does she fit, within, the context of America? Because they don't even believe in the monarchy. So yeah, they think it's gullible that her friends think that Harry was gullible when she moved to the USA, because the world in reverse is a card of things not going in your direction. In the upright, it's a card of travel. So yeah, they see that he was gullible when he moved to the USA. So she thought that she was going to get victory by moving to USA. She was going to be that it girl that begged a prince. But you need to understand that there are couples in Hollywood, there are people in Hollywood who married bigger than her. So it's that thing of, oh, actually Harry doesn't really have the money. There are artists, actors within the world of Hollywood who actually built themselves to the top that have more money than Harry. So yeah, she thought that she was going to be, that person that everyone looks up to in Hollywood, but it's actually quite the opposite. She feels boxed in. She feels like she cannot create because, as if you see, the creativity is outside this box, but she feels boxed in. She feels like Hollywood has placed her, has tarnished her. They've placed her in this box, and she can never do anything to step outside of that. So yeah. Yeah, so let's see what comes out. So yeah, she thought that she was going to, because she's not really successful. It's just that the only successful thing that she's doing at the moment, her PR team is just working overtime, like to sort of give us the picture that she's this amazing individual. But in actual reality, her peers think she's gullible. She's not creative. There's nothing to her. The Three of Cups and the Ten of Swords. She currently feels depressed. She feels defeated. She feels like her plans are not working out with the Ten of Swords. She feels defeated, and with the Three of Cups, this is a card that can sometimes mean partnerships. But with cups, I'm getting that maybe there is a third party in this connection. I don't know. But maybe there is a third person in this connection that is bringing in this drama, this toxicity. But maybe it could also mean like she was hoping for partnerships, but now that partnerships with big names, but now that things are not going well in her life, she feels defeated. She feels like her plans have collapsed. She feels like she feels betrayed. She feels like things are not going well. She feels like a victim. And also this card is also a card of someone who's playing the victim, like someone who plays the victim mentality well. She feels like a victim in all of this. She feels like the British royal family, they're sort of sabotaging her deals behind the scenes. So yeah, so can you please give us cards? Please give us clarity on what this Ten of Swords, what is causing this Ten of Swords. Yeah, she thought that she was going to be queen. I guess she picked the wrong brother. She thought that Harry had more power, but what she found out is actually quite the opposite. She thought that Harry actually had power within the royal family, but when she discovered that he literally makes zero decisions, there are people on top of him who make decisions for him, that is something that left her feeling upset. So I asked why this Ten of Swords energy, why this feeling of being betrayed, feeling backstabbed, why is this feeling there? And then I pulled out the Ten of Wands in reverse. So yeah, like I said, she thought that he had more power, but the Ten of Wands, so she feels betrayed because she feels like she has a lot of work, she has a lot of duties. She thought that by moving to Hollywood she was going to have things go her way, but now she's actually discovering that she has to work for the money. She literally is going through a breakdown, because this card in reverse is a card of stress, a breakdown. she feels like she's not up to the challenge of the life that they chose. This life of moving to, the USA. It was actually much easier for her when she was a royal, because all she had to do, she had secretaries, she had people doing all those things for her, and the royal family was responsible for paying those people. But now she's realizing that she actually has a team that she has to pay out of her pocket, and because of that she feels stressed out. She feels like she has too much responsibility on her plate. So I'm going to ask Spirit to clarify this. The king, why is this king energy here? Spirit, can you please explain the king? Why is this? Who's this king? I mean, we know it's Harry, but the Hierophant and the Knight of Cups. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. She thought that Harry was a king, but in actual reality, Harry is a knight. This is someone who is, not up to the challenge. When she met Harry, he was sort of in and out of, he didn't really knew himself. He didn't knew where he stood. So she was sort of swept off her feet, or he was swept off her feet by her. She thought that he had more responsibility with the Hierophant, because the Knight of Wands can also be a card of proposal, maybe like a romantic proposal. So it's telling us that this king is someone that proposed to her, which is Harry. She was sort of swept off her feet. She felt like she was a gentleman. She felt like she was following her heart. But in actual reality, she thought that this king was the Hierophant. He had power, but she discovered, like I said, she discovered that he actually didn't have the power. He had other people sort of dictating his life, people telling him, this is what you have to do, this is where you have to go. So she thought that he was sort of high at the food chain, but she actually discovered that no, he actually will never have the power that she's looking for. The only power that he holds is his name, and even the titles that he had, like the military titles that he had, they didn't really mean much because he never really did anything. So when all of that was removed from his name, all he had was, the title prince. And how is he going to exercise, that prince title in America, where, I mean, America is such a diverse country. No one cares about the monarchy. So he's sort of discovering that, this king energy doesn't really mean anything. And also the Hierophant can also be a marriage card. So it's telling us that this king is someone that he is married to. So yeah, she made a commitment to. So I'm going to pull a few cards. So let's ask Spirit, how is this connection going to end? What's the final outcome of this connection? The Fool and the Five of Wands. So with the Fool, I'm getting the energy that as time goes on, she's going to get tired of this relationship, and she's going to look for new beginnings, because a fool is someone who goes and looks for new beginnings. He's always on the outlook. She sort of has this naive energy about her that I'm still hot shit and I can get whoever I want. So how is it going to end? The Five of Wands in reverse. So she feels that things are not going well. There's conflict. This relationship is more of a burden than something that can bring her peace and harmony. She feels like this relationship is a battle, because she thought that by being part of the royal family, that whole fairy tale where you get everything done, like someone is doing all the work for you while you just sit. She thought that she didn't have to do anything. She would just sit and basically do nothing. So she's actually realizing that it's more of a burden for her than anything else. And with the Fool, I'm getting the energy that she might move on from him, in the near future, because we asked like what's going to happen. So she might actually, move on, because this is someone who's always looking for new beginnings. Someone who, the fool does not commit, guys. This is someone who does not commit. This is someone who idealizes like everything. They always have this illusion, like this careless energy. So this is someone who does not commit. They're spontaneous in a sense that they go to the new, they move from one new to another new. So yeah, I see that there's actually lack of commitment on her side. She feels like this is a lot of work on her side. So Spirit, can you, oh, too many cards, man. Yeah, she feels like she has to work hard in this connection. Yeah, the Hanged Man, she's contemplating the possibility of her walking away from the connection with the Eight of Cups. So she's contemplating, she's in this Hangman energy, but I don't think she's actually going to move on, because yeah, she comes with a lot of baggage, man. I don't think anyone in Hollywood would even want to, unless it's like a really old person, because she still feels like she's young, because the Fool is a young, youthful energy, someone who never commits. So with the Eight of Cups, she wants to walk away. Three of Swords, there is definitely a third party here. I don't know who the third party is, but there's definitely a third party, and maybe, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm going to end the reading, but I'm sensing a huge third party, and this third party is going to be the reason behind her walking away. She's sort of in a hangman position. She's thinking about whether she needs to move on or what. She's looking for a new beginning. There's lack of commitment. She's not committing because she thought that Harry had more power, and now she's actually realizing that he doesn't. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the reading. Bye.